All right, we are officially back with the new season with our first podcast. This is more of a test, a quick run through, and then actually on Tuesday, we are going to have our podcast. Me and Nate O'Brien will be here. We'll be talking about a bunch of things. So, quickly today, this will be a short 10 to 15 minute podcast. It'll go over what's coming up, things to look forward to, and kind of give everyone a general landscape of what's going to happen this year. So first thing coming up, we have our Hall of Fame banquet and awards night, October 7th at UVU. So this is a very important event for Utah Valley University wrestling team as well as our state. We induct two great past wrestlers or contributors to wrestling into the Hall of Fame. This year we are inducting Toby Tobiasen and Dave Smith. So make sure to come out, support them, as well as all of our youth award winners that will be announced at the banquet. So that's October 7th. If you cannot come, there's many things you can still do to help. You can help bring auction items. You can get us auction items. Contact me if you have things. You can get on and bid on items on the online auction. So there's lots of items there. You can give a donation to Utah Valley. Lots of things to do. It is super important, once again, I know we talk about this every year, to get behind UVU and their wrestling program. Only collegiate program in the state. And, for us, we need that program and we need to support it. And financially, we need to be there for them. So help out any way you can. Donation, bidding, attend, whatever you can do. That's banquet. Second thing, Fall League this year has been phenomenal. We have had our biggest year ever. The biggest jump we've seen is in our youth session. We've doubled that session from last year. So if you're 8th grade and below and you haven't been coming because maybe years past it's been small, come on out, give it a shot, see how it is. They said our numbers have doubled in that division, which is awesome. We've gone through 3 weeks. We have 4 more weeks of Fall League to go, and then we will be getting into tournament time. So preseason open, October 26th, is our first tournament of the year. A couple of things to highlight throughout the year. Our Telos U elementary duels, we are full at 12 teams. This is elementary, which is great. We have 3 out-of-state teams coming, 2 from Idaho, 1 from Nevada. All club teams, though, so it'll be a lot of fun. The Legacy Junior High duels is combined with the Christmas Clash High School invite. If you're a high school team and you're not coming this year, put it on your schedule for 2020, the next season. We have 35 teams committed. 16. We're going to have 16 junior high teams. We have 15 right now, so we're looking for one more junior high team to complete 16. So, excellent event. It'll be December 20th and 21st. Again, it is growing quickly, the Christmas Clash High School invite. Okay, so that's kind of a quick schedule on what's coming up. Let's talk ranking schedule, because we've had a couple people ask about rankings, when they're going to start coming, when are podcasts going to start happening again. And so, obviously, when that's happening. We've already started. We're starting Tuesday. But Monday, Beehive Top 25 comes out. It will be published. We are ready to go. Next week, towards the end of the week, most likely, Top 10 incoming freshmen will be out. After that, we have classification previews, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A coming. We're going to look at possibly doing a sophomore big board, junior big board, senior big board. Whether we'll go back to doing junior high rankings or not, do not know. That is still to be decided. We'll also have girls rankings, high school top 10, top 15, somewhere in there. And we will also have Beehive top 25 teams. So lots of things to come in the next October, the next 2 months before tournaments start. And obviously once tournaments start, we'll be keeping things up to date. So lots of things to be excited for. The plan is on a weekly basis to get things out. So plan on that, checking the website and commenting. Keep things respectful. We do this for fun and not to degrade kids. So a couple of things. Another exciting thing for those that don't know, we are looking to hire a women's director, a full-time women's director in Utah. We have not done this yet, but we are actively continuing to look. and find this position. Girls wrestling is growing all over the country and is growing in Utah, and we're excited about that. All-girl tournament, all-girl divisions, all-girl clubs are all coming up everywhere. High school teams. Cypress has a high school team now, and so it's just growing quickly. And so to keep up with that growth, we are hiring a full-time position, someone to manage the growth of girls wrestling, events, gear, donations, sponsors, tournament. I mean, anything you can think of, it's for that. So that's exciting, something to look forward to in our state. Next, let's look at national teams. So a couple new things this year for national teams. Number one, we will be taking a team to the Legacy Duels in Boise, Idaho in January. I think it's January 11th. It's a junior high age group duel event. So we'll plan on that. You know, junior high age kids. Jade Rouser will be in contact with you guys getting that done. Heartland Duels. The plan is to take a girls team out there to the Heartland Duels. So girls, get ready for that. That's in April. Future national teams that we've talked about. You know, the plan is and what the hope is next year we want to send Jade Rouser will go out to Super 32 and bring a handful of Utah wrestlers that would like to go out there and compete at Super 32. So that's a plan for next year. Not going to happen obviously for this year, but that's a plan next year. Let's see. Let's move on to our rankings. Okay. Tuesday, we're going to touch on rankings, so I'm not going to touch on it much here today, but I can't go a podcast without talking about some rankings. So here we go. Let's look right here. I'm going to pull up my power polls. Well, I'll quickly go through kind of some of the weights I'm excited about. Again, Tuesday, we will touch on this much more in depth and really dig into the rankings, but 106 I'm always excited about. You have a lot of freshmen coming in, you know, kids that are undersized. How are they going to do? And right now you have Will Korth and Dallin Hunsaker. The question is, will they get down to weight, you know, kind of where they're at weight-wise? And Trenton Ward. You know, Kyson Garcia, one of the best in the country as a junior high wrestler. Is he going to be big enough to wrestle 106 and compete with those guys, or will he just be too small? Another weight class, 120. Super deep. You could have kids like Bridger Ricks, Cole Jensen, Marco Herrera, Denham Torgerson, Lucas Carrillo, Aiden Harris, Brock Morris, Byron Christiansen, Waylon Penson, and many more. If they're all at 120, it's going to be fun. Let's see, 26, 32. 32 could be super deep. Mason Denton, Drew Lang, Channing Warner, Jarrett Jorgensen, Brian Evans, Jacob Finlayson, Wyatt Hone, Declan Kelly, Gage Ogden, and again, a lot more than that even. So 32, one of my favorite weights, could be possibly one of my favorite weights this year. Let's see. You got, 170. Another weight I want to talk about real quick. You have Jake Richardson from Pleasant Grove, moved in from Pennsylvania. I've seen him wrestle at Fall League. Very good. We have him currently ranked number 1 over John Whitaker and Tyler Shern. But that weight is pretty deep as well. You also have Tucker Nakarado, Mark Roush, Andrew Jensen, Kenyon Brand. Now we had Bryson Barnes in the rankings there from Milford, but word is he'll be up at 82.95. But you have Christian Smoot, Cam Moss, Heston Wood, Titan Smith, Brock White. I mean, so there's a lot of people at 170 as well. It will be very interesting to see, you know, Jake Richardson and how Whitaker and Shern can do against him. Because Richardson is definitely, you know, elite level type wrestler. 82, Mason Christiansen and Lucas Cochran. Now, can we get, you know, if Mason and Lucas and Jake Richardson, I would love to see Jake Richardson wrestle Mason or Lucas. And the question is Jake going to be too small for that? But Mason and Lucas would be a great match as well. And then moving up, 220 was a mess to rank. For those that kind of looked at those rankings, it was a complete mess. You have Emerson Conlon, who he gave the number 1 spot because of his win over Cade Carlson. But he does have a loss to Mac Thacker, who is number 3, and Hunter Larson beat Mac Thacker. Anthony Stockwell didn't lose to any of them. He beat Emerson Conlon after the state tournament, the Atlas All-Star Duels. But we kind of thought, Stockwell's in-season wins and just weren't there. Yeah, he had the Atlas season win, but that was after season in a more relaxed, informal environment. So, anyways, real quick, like I said, we'll touch on it more on Tuesday, but definitely power pulls, 120, 132, 170, some of my favorite weights as of right now. Let's see. So we got last thing, and then we're going to go ahead and close up for today. Like I said, super short today, more of a test run, and then on Tuesday we'll dive in deeper on all these things. I want to talk UVU wrestling. UVU wrestling is on the rise. Greg Williams, Luke, Ethan, Erkeen doing great things. If you have not, been paying attention or kind of looking at their team and how it's going, look at it, see what they're doing there. Get involved. This will be their best season ever. I'm confident in saying that. They have, quickly, run down the lineup or some of the returners. Taylor Lamont's back in the lineup at 133. Obviously he was round of 12 before he took a red shirt. You have Matt Finley bumping up to 49. And again, round of 12 last year. If he can get past the injury bug, he's an All-American in my mind. Demetrius Romero, 165. And he is Big 12 champion, round of 12 again. 174, Kimball Bashan. He's I think a two-time NCAA qualifier. Not only do you have Kimball Bashan at 174, but you have Jacob Armstrong. For those that kind of understand and know Utah wrestling in the past, Jacob Armstrong was one of the best wrestlers to come out of Utah when he graduated. And he's back, and he will not be redshirting this year. He already redshirted. So he will be competing for a starting spot against Kimball Bashan at 174, which is going to be October 30th is their inter-squad match. I'm already pumped for that. So if you're not going to be there, go. I'm assuming Kimball and Jacob will wrestle at the inter-squad, and that will be worth your time to be there for that. You got Kimball Bashan, two-time NCAA qualifier, ranked, I think, 11th in the country. A senior wrestling off Jacob Armstrong, a freshman. Now remember, Jacob, in his redshirt year, he won the National Collegiate Open National, or whatever it's called. And he won that, which is a pretty good thing. So anyways, you got that. Same for 84, Tanner Orndorff is dropping down from 197, a three-time, I think, NCAA qualifier. 97, you have Jaden Woodruff. I've heard nothing but good about Jaden Woodruff. He'll be a freshman. He redshirted last year. I think he was undefeated as a redshirt. I don't think he wrestled a ton, but for nothing but good about Jaden Woodruff. So, and in heavyweight, you have Tate Orndorff. He's ranked, I think, 12th right now, maybe. So again, the weights I didn't mention 25, didn't mention 41, didn't mention 57. 57, you're looking at Jed Lovelace. Came back. He wrestled at Payson, if you guys remember, and he went to Wyoming, and he's back to he transferred over to UVU. So he'll most likely be 57. 41, from what I've been told, you have Nick Rhino, you have Cameron Hunsaker. Cameron back from a mission. Nick Rhino will be a freshman. Cameron's a freshman. Rhino redshirted last year. 25, looking at Isaiah Delgado if he can get down. You have some other guys. I think Will Edelblut. Josiah Nava. I'm not for sure exactly at 25. But anyways, UVU, great team. Great potential for this year. Going to be their best season ever. Make sure to tune in and pay attention to them this year. And they have multiple wrestlers that could be All-Americans. So anyways, like I said, Tuesday at around 4 o'clock, we'll get the word out better. Will be when we do our next podcast. And we'll dive in deeper to the rankings and get a little more debating in. So, anyways, I'm excited for the season and hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back on Tuesday.